ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी. We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 11, chapter number 8, verse number 31. So we read about Pingala, who was a courtesan, and one day she felt very frustrated because she could not get any clients. So then suddenly a flood of vairagya appeared in her mind, and she felt very disgusted about her life, what she was trying to do, and therefore she became completely disenchanted with her profession, And then she sang this song, the song of Pingala. This Pingala story is very famous, although it comes here, but I think even gopis mention Pingala's name. And even the Sankhya Sutras of Kapila, there he gives the example of Pingala, that Vairagya Pingalavat. So it seems that she was well known after this transformation happened. So in the previous verse he said that I am bewildered, and look at my bewilderment, that how much I am lost in this material world, that I am trying to get pleasure from these materialistic lusty people. So this is my foolishness, Balisha. So then she continues to speak. Santam samipe ramanam ratipradam vittapradam nityamimam vihaya akamadam dukkha bhayadhishoka mohapradam tuchhamaham bhajegya. So she said that I am agya, means I am ignorant. So this is basically the story of every conditioned being here in the material world. We are ignorant, and ignorance is of our own swarupa. And because we are ignorant of our own being, then we are identifying with something what we are not. So just like if somebody mistakes the rope for snake and is full of fear because of that, that is out of ignorance. There is no snake, but mistakenly thinking of the rope as snake, then you become full of fear. If you are in the room, you want to go out, or at least you are scared what this can do. So similarly, we identify with this body and we think this is our own self, and then we try to please this, satisfy it, but it never happens because it is not what we are. So just like taking the rope for snake, so that fear is not going to go away if you try to kill that snake. So that snake cannot be killed. Just leave it, it will balance in few minutes. Because there is no snake. If there is a cause, then you can remove it. But if there is no cause and you think this is the cause, then how will you remove? Just like here in the material world, we are always blaming others. We think that my problem is because of somebody else. So then you keep on changing your situation and you think you are going to be happy. For a short time it may appear like that, because when your mind changes a little bit different, so it becomes absorbed. It's like when you go to some picnic place. So for a few days you feel happy because everything is new and you engage with that. But imagine you start living there. Yeah, you went there for picnic means you like it, but if you start living there, you will be like people who are there. They want to come and visit where you live. So then mind get used to that. So it's just a change of mind, and change of mind means that for a short time you become busy with that because it's new. You explore it. But then it becomes habituated to that. So in the material world we are all the time trying to change our situation and thinking that this will give me happiness. But it doesn't work. But because we are agya, then we keep on doing it. So therefore it says, Tuchham aham bhaje agya, that I am trying to serve the tuchha people. Tuchha means absolutely useless. Something which is absolutely useless is called tuchha. Actually, tuchha is something which does not even exist. Like rabbit's horn are called tuchha because they don't exist. So this is tuchha because akamadam dukkhamaya dukkha bhayadi shoka moha pradam tuchham aham bhaje. I am trying to do bhajan, to seva, to service, to enjoy with those people who are akamadam. They cannot satisfy my desires. And what do they give? They give me suffering, fear, grief, and delusion. This is what comes from relations. Relations give dukkha. You have experience of it, right? Maybe you say, no, it's not like that. But think, bhaya, fear, you're also afraid, so you try to hide. You don't reveal everything about yourself, right? You have a fear. And shoka, grief, and moha. Why moha? Because you can neither enjoy it nor give it up. So like they say that if the snake catches a mole, you know this, and when it comes into the mouth, mistaking it for the rat, because it looks like a rat. So snake thinks it is a rat, but once the snake gets it into the mouth, then he realizes it is not a rat. So now there is a problem with the snake. If he eats, then he will get leprosy, because he cannot digest this. And if he throws it out, he will get blindness. So which one to do that? So the human relations are like that. You can neither give them up nor can hold them completely. So push and pull. So this is what is called blow hot, blow cold situation. So this is what it says, dukkha bhaya adhishoka moha pradam tuchhamaham bhaje. And on the other side, there is somebody whom we don't care. So she says that right next to me is actually my beloved, who can give me pleasure, who can give me wealth, and he is eternal. So I have abandoned that person, and I am trying to get pleasure from these tuchha people, insignificant people. So this is a very good realization. If somebody can get this knowledge from Pingala, life is made. So samipe, nearby, means mam antar hirdaye eva santam, that he is existing right in my heart. Ramanam iti imameva katham aham na ramayami. And he is Ramanam. He is the one who actually gives pleasure. So why is that I am not deriving pleasure from him and I am trying to seek pleasure elsewhere? Rati pradamiti ayameva katham mam na ramayatu kim anyena papishta purushena. And why is that I am not getting enjoyment, playing with him? Rather I am trying to enjoy with the sinful people. Vitta pradamiti maddatta rati tushtoyam vittam api prachuram dasyati eva iti bhava. And he can also give wealth if he is pleased with me, with my service, then he will also satisfy me. Why is that I am not trying that? But what I am trying is akamadam, kamapurtim datum asamartham. They are akamadam, they cannot satisfy my desire. Bhagavati etadrishi matir asya tada tasyam rajanyam tadangade yadrichya agata saitasya Shri Dattattreyasya kripa bharada bhutiti prancha. So now the question is asked that how is that Pingala gets such thought, because people don't get such ideas. When you get problem, you only try to find a solution materially. You don't become renounced. Ya pritira vivekanam vishyesu anupayini. Prahlad says that materialistic people, their rati, their attachment to the materialistic object is anapayini. It does not go away. No matter how much trouble they have, how much problems they face, they don't give up their attachment. So how is that Pingala gave it up? So he says that some people have explained that Pingala gave up this attachment because of the grace of Dattatreya Rishi. It seemed that Dattatreya was passing by, and because she was a courtesan, so she had a lot of money. So she had a nice house, and there was a garden in front of the house. So Dattatreya camped there that night, thinking this is a nice garden, I can spend the night here. And because of the grace, maybe she asked her if he needs some food or anything. So he says that because of the grace of Dattatreya, this happened. This is Dattatreya kripa bharad abhutiti prancha. That this kind of mentality came in her by the kripa of Dattatreya. Aho mayatma paritapito vrutha sanketya vrityati vigrahya vartaya strenat narad partha trisho nusocyat kritena vittam ratimatmana ichchati. So she is basically lamenting. He says that I have unnecessarily given trouble to myself by engaging in this prostitution profession, which is Vigarya Vartaya, which is very despicable activity. So when I have tried to get pleasure by selling my body to people who are lusty and who are desiring pleasure and who are actually lamentable themselves, because they are obviously not satisfied in their life, that's why they come. If they are happy people, why would they come to her? So this is another thing in the material world, that these people who are coming to Pingala, obviously they are disturbed, they have lust in their minds, that's why they come. And she is also disturbed. So now these two disturbed people come together, and both are trying to derive pleasure from the other. So it is like two beggars coming together and trying to become rich by helping each other. So this doesn't happen. But it appears like that. Obviously they are paying, so they feel some satisfaction, and she also feels some satisfaction by taking the money. But it is very flickering moment of happiness. Then again same dissatisfaction comes, because it does not touch the self, it's all external. So therefore she says that yaham kritena vikritena atmana swadehena, that I have sold myself for money to these people, and these people are strena, they are strilampata, they are very lusty for women. Vittam ratim cha ichchatanti, I will desire money from them, and I also desire some pleasure from them. Abhuvam, this is how I have become. Yadva narene kritoya atma madhyehastena. Or these people have bought my body or my soul, and from such a person I am desiring some happiness. Then next verse is absolutely 100% against Ras Shastra, except for Shantarasa. So Bhagavatam has Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. It is rasa. So one of the rasa is also Shantarasa. Shantarasa is based on Vairagya, and Vairagya is not possible unless you understand the reality of the physical body. So in one sloka he describes that. This is against Madhurya Rasa. Madhurya Rasa is based on the beauty of the body, and Shantarasa is based on the despicable nature of the body. They're totally opposite of each other. Right? If you read any Madhurya Bhav, then it's all explaining how wonderful is the body. So this is another extreme of that. Yadastibhir nirmitam vansavanshastunam tvacharo manakhai pinadham charannavdvaram agaram etad vinmutra purnam madupaiti kanya. So he says that look at this body, and who is that person who would like to serve this body as an object of love? Except some foolish one like me. So he says that this body is like made of bones. So its basis are the bone, like just like when we made the building here, first you make the pillars, then you bring walls and roof, but it is standing on the pillars. So it says there are pillars in it. So there is a main pillar. Main pillar is the backbone. If backbone is broken, you cannot stand. And then there are other bones which are going from that to the side, holding on. So therefore it says there is a Vamsha. Vamsha is literally, it means a bamboo. So bones are like that. Bamboo house. And then there are Vamsha, the smaller branches of bamboo. And then Sthunam. Sthunam is thing standing. So it is built with bones, and in between bones there is some blood, some muscles, etc. And then the whole structure is covered, like when you make the building, then you plaster it and paint. So then you don't see what is inside. Inside there are pipes, like in the bathroom they put tiles, everything nice, but beneath there are pipes running, right? There are also electric wires, electricity is running. So our body is also like that. There are many channels, many pathways inside. They are called srotas in Sanskrit Ayurveda. So there are various channels which are going, big ones, small ones, very subtle ones. And this whole thing is then covered with skin. So then you don't see that. If you remove the skin, then you can see what is inside. And then you have hair on the skin and you have nails. So it is tied with that. Pinadham means covered very nicely, plastered. But from the various gates from the body, there are some filthy stuff which comes out all the time. Charannav dwaram agaram etad. He says this is a house which has got 9 gates in it, and from each gate some not very nice thing is coming out. So he says there is stool and urine. So body is full of that. It has got a lot of stool, a lot of urine in it. So he says, if you actually think of it, what is that which you like, except for the skin? Besides the skin, what is that which is actually likable in the body? Think. Anything. So it's only the skin. And if you take the skin by itself, that is also not likable. If you take out the skin from the body, it's not going to be the way it is now. But still, when it is, everything is together, it looks nice, attractive. So this is the decoding of the body. So this is Vairagya Sloka. So aho ati bibhatsam vishthagraham eva aham shringar rasam svabhogyam avidam ityaha. So this is so interesting thing he's saying. He says that actually I am the house full of stool. So he says I am a storehouse of stool, but I thought that I am the object of Shringar Rasa. That this is enjoyable. So yadagaram asti bhireva nirmitam, and this house is made from the stone bones. Vamsho vamsya sthunasya. So there are various types of bones in it. Bigger ones, smaller ones, without any branches in it, straightforward. Yasmin tat tatra prishthe dirgham asti yatsa vamsa. So he says on the back side, the big bone, that is the vamsha. Parshvasthini vamshyani, the bones which go from that to the side, like the ribs, they are the vamsha. And hastpadasthini sthuna, and the bones of the hand and leg, they are the sthuna. They are like the stub bones, like a tree without any branches, because there is nothing going from that. With this bone, many things are going out. So he says this is how it is made. He says matto anya kaupati. So he says that who is there who would like to enjoy this, if you remember all this. There is one sloka somewhere, Jiva Goswami writes, he says that if you remove the skin from the body, then you will be busy whole day trying to keep the mosquitoes and flies away. You will have no time because the ants will come, flies will come, so you will be just busy doing that. It's only because of the skin, because sometimes you get bruised, then the flies come sit there if you don't cover it with a band-aid. So imagine the body without skin. So videhanam purehi asmin aham eka eva mudadhihi yanyam icchanti asatti asmad atmadat kamam achyutat. So she is saying that in this city of Videha, I am the only foolish one. Because she is living in Videha city. Videha was the city of King Janak, and the very name Videha signifies, Deha means body, and Videha means without body. So Janaka is called Videha because he was not attached to his body. So he says that this city is actually the city of bodiless people. That can also mean ghosts. This is a ghostly town. But it actually means that this is the city of the Gyanis, people who are highly realized. Because Janak, he was famous for his knowledge so much that even Sukdev Goswami went to study from him. You know that? This story in Mahabharata, that Sukdev actually went to take knowledge from King Janak. So Janak was highly learned. And then in the Upanishad also Janak is mentioned. Many sages used to come to his place. And there used to be debates on philosophical topics. So this Videha was known, Mithila was known. Even in up to recent time, this was the center of Nyaya. Great Nayayikas, the author of Tattva Chintamani, Ganges Upadhyaya, and after that also many great Nayayikas, and even Vachaspati Mishra before him, 9th century. So it was known up till recently as the city of very highly educated, learned people. So it says that I am the only foolish one here. Why? Because yani ayam icchanti asati asmad atmadat. That from this says that I am asati, I am unchaste, and asmat atmadat achyutat anyam kamam icchanti asmi. That this body actually can give me achyuta, Bhagwan. Means with this body we can attain Bhagwan. But I am engaging this body in trying to get some money, that's all. That's how I am using this. So this is a complete misuse of the facility which I have. That is the significance. Ya aham asati achyutad asmat satrishna atam pradat api anyam purusham. So achyutat asmat atma, you can take both meaning. You can say that I can actually attain perfection by serving Krishna, or Atma is also Achyut, infallible, that actually I am the self, but instead of trying to realize that I am only absorbed in the body and I am trying to get pleasure from human beings. Kamam bhogam icchanti yachmana. So therefore it says that I am unchaste asati. श्रुत पृष्ठ तमो नाथ आत्मा चायम शरीरिणाम तम विक्रियात्मना एव हम रमयनेन यथा रमा. So now she is making her resolve, what she wants to do after having this realization. So he says that Shruhit Prasth Tamo Natha Atma Chayam Sharirinam. That Lord Bhagwan, who is the supreme beloved object of love, who is having beautiful heart. Shruhit means who has beautiful heart, and he is the real well-wisher of living beings. So tam vikriya atmana eva ham ramayanena. So I am going to purchase him by giving the price of myself, and then I will enjoy with him. So because she is in this business of pleasure, so she says now my object of enjoyment will be Achyuta, Krishna, and not these human beings. That's what she is indicating. It says Vikriya Atmana eva ham ramayanena yatharama. Just like Lakshmi Devi, she relishes with Narayana, like that I will also relish his company. Tarhi kimatah param chikirshasi iti chet aham evam karomi. So if someone ask a question that what do you plan to do now then, after having this understanding which you are speaking in these verses? So what is your plan now in future? So then she speaks this present verse. Atmana sadvehena anena dattena tam visheshena kritva. So I will offer my body to him and then I will purchase him with this. Anaham praptena tena preshtatamena saharame. And then I will enjoy with him who is the most lovable object, preshtatama. Kiyat priyam te vibhajan kama ye kamada naraha adyantavanto bharyaya deva va kal vidrutaha. So it says that kiyat priyam te vibhajan kama ye kamada naraha. That all these materialistic people, how much happiness have they given me anyway? So there is nothing much which they have given, because they themselves are temporary. They take birth, they die. And what to speak of them, but even the devatas, how much happiness have they given to even to their wives? So adyanta vanto bharyaya deva vakal vidruta. He says, what to speak of these ordinary human beings, even the devas, they are under the influence of time. They are not permanent. They may have a longer life than human beings, but ultimately they also die. And how much satisfaction do they give to their wives? And how much satisfaction do they derive from their wives themselves? So even the king of heaven, Indra, who has all the facility, because Indra, according to Tattariya Upanishad, can enjoy 1000 times more than anyone else. And he has the supreme facility more than anyone else. But then he is also not satisfied. Here the story is trying to lust after the wife of Gautam, Ahalya. Right? So what does this signify? This story is not to criticize Indra, but to show that this, what we see, this sensual pleasure here in the material world, and we think that we will be satisfied with that. He says even Indra is not satisfied, who has got the celestial damsels, Urvashi, which was created by Narayana Rishi. We read that. And he said that you go and give this to Indra. He said, you are sending all these other ladies, I have got better than you. So even Indra was not happy. He was not, obviously he is not fulfilled, because this cannot satisfy anybody. That is the teaching of this story. And people only try to take this story and criticize. Oh, your Shastras are just talking about all these lusty things. And what kind of God you have, they are running after. So this is actually to teach us. Nothing happens to them, but to give us this idea that if great person like Indra is not an ordinary person, he is praised even in Rig Veda. So even if he is not happy with the material pleasure, how will you be happy? Because you cannot get even a fraction of happiness which he has. So therefore he says Deva va kal vidruta. And then they always have fear of time. It's limited time. He also has fear, that's why he asked Vaman Dev to go and beg from Bali. So he is trying to use even Bhagwan to protect his kingdom. He killed Vritrasura. What was the problem? Brahmatya, then he has to go and hide in the lotus flower for 1,000 years. So this is a problem, dukkha. It's not that in heaven everything is just rosy. There's also a lot of problems. So, and then all the pleasure he says is adyantavanta. Adyantavanta konte nate shuramte buddha. So he says, learn from this, don't waste your time. Then in the end, when you are old, you will suffer and lament. So ye kama vishya, ye kamdava nara, deva te sarve adyantavante. He says that human beings who give pleasure and the sense objects which are used to get pleasure, they are all having beginning and an end. Adyantavanta. Including the devas, not only human beings, but even the devas are like that. They are also temporary. Kaleneva vidruta, so they are troubled by time. Ato bharyayaha kiyat priyam vyanjan kritavanta. So how much satisfaction have they given to their wives? Or other way around, how much pleasure have they got from the wife? Na kinchit. Ata iha amutra cha tadvyatirikta kopi maya nisevyati bhava. So what is the significance of her statement? That whether here in this material world or in heaven, there is nobody who is worthy of taking shelter, who can be our savior, who can be the object of our service, because it is all futile and does not serve our ultimate purpose. So even if we want happiness, at least we should deliberate on this. There is nothing wrong in planning for happiness, but then plan it properly. You should not try to get happiness where it does not exist. Material objects cannot give happiness to a conscious being. This is a very simple formula. We are conscious beings. An external situation, whether it is a place, time or object, they are all insentient. So these insentient objects, insentient place, insentient time cannot give me happiness. If I am feeling happiness from these things, it is only because I am disturbed and that disturbance gets removed. Then I feel relief. Like if you lift weight by your hand, after some time your hand starts aching, change the weight, take it in another hand, that hand feels relieved. That is the type of happiness we are having here in this material world. It's basically a disturbance, mind is always disturbed. Then you engage mind in something, watch a video. So your mind becomes busy, so it stops disturbing you. Happiness means absorption of the mind. But how long will you absorb it? If you absorb it too much, then it will give you some other problem. So therefore it says that there is no happiness in this. None of these people are savior. Only Bhagavan is the savior. Only he is to be served. Now the question she herself raises, that how is that this thought has come in my mind? What makes that I am having this thought? So he says, Nunam me Bhagavan prito Vishnu kenapi karmana nirvedoyam durashaya yanme jataha sukhavah. So this is very important realization, that this nirveda, this passion, which has manifested in my mind and which is giving me happiness. How is that I have got this nirveda? So he says that this nirveda, this passion has come because of the grace of Bhagavan. Otherwise it is not possible. So if somebody comes to path of bhakti, that is actually the grace of Bhagavan through his devotees. Otherwise it is not possible. But we have to take that grace and make use of it. Otherwise you can lose it. So he says that Nunam me Bhagavan Prito Vishnu Kenapi Karmana. Somehow Bhagavan Vishnu has become pleased with me and has graced me to have this passion. As Krishna says, Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. From me comes also Jnana, knowledge. So this knowledge has come. So as the explanation is given by somebody that it is Dattatreya who came and stayed there. So by his grace, she may have offered him some cup of milk, who knows, and he was pleased. So therefore says that Kenapi Karmana Vishnu Prita, by some act of mine Vishnu has become pleased, because it happens only by the grace of Bhagavan, not otherwise. But she says that I am feeling happiness. For the first time in the life she feels happy, satisfied. Sukhavaha. Evam nishchitya svabhagyam abhinandati. So having resolved like this, she is praising her fortune, good luck. So if some good luck comes, better to accept it, not say that why it is coming to me. So nunamiti kenapi karmana bho viraktavarya kripyadya madanganam eva safli kuru atraiva asasva seshva kinchit bhukshva pibacha iti yadrichhayeva agatam sritta dattatreya muktva tatsthan sanskara marjana lepadikam sayankale taya kritam iti prancha. So he is again referring to the same, that this is how it is explained, that somehow by his own will Dattatreya has come to her courtyard in the evening, because this happened at night. But in the evening time he was wandering, he saw a nice house, he came there and she happened to receive him nicely. She did not turn him away. She received him, and because she is from Videhanagari, so means she also has heard some pravachan. It's like if you are in Vrindavan, you cannot avoid hearing some Krishna Katha, some philosophical dialogue. Even if you are going in e-rickshaw, the driver may start telling you something, right? So here, somehow or other, some kirtan, some song comes in your ears, or you are passing by, you can see the deity, meet some sadhus. So there is good opportunity. So in the Videhanagari also there must have been discourses. So maybe she also went sometimes. So therefore she was respectful to Dattatreya. So when he came there, she said, she cleaned the place and made him sit down, and then she said that please stay here, sit down here, you can relax, spend the night here. And then she gave him some food and something to drink. So she did some seva, and it brought immediate result. So immediate result was that her attachment was gone. So Jogar फूंके आप न चले हमारे साथ. So one who will burn their house can follow us. So Kabira sings something like that. So this is the effect of that. Maivam Śrīmad Bhāgavata Kleshaha Nirved Hetavaha Yenanubandham Nirhitya Purusha Shamam Richati. Somebody can raise a question to this, that why you say that it is by the grace of the sage. She may have become dispassionate because she was always suffering. So why is that she did not get this? Maivam Śrīmad Bhāgavata Klesha Nirved Hetava. So he says, no, this kleshas, the suffering which I was undergoing, they are not the cause of my dispassion, because I am very unfortunate. If I was fortunate, I would not have the suffering itself. So yenanubandham nirhitya purusha shamam richati. So a person wants peace by giving up the different material sufferings, but it does not happen. He remains entangled in them. Atastena Vishnuna upkritam kritam upkaram imam nirved lakshanam sirsa grihitya gramyesu visheshu no. Nanu धन अप्राप्त्या क्लिष्टासी कथन्ते विष्णु प्रीतस तत्राह मैवमिति. So someone says that you did not get wealth, money, and therefore you are miserable. So why you say that Vishnu is pleased with you? She is saying that Vishnu is pleased with me. So he says, if Vishnu is pleased, you should have gotten a nice customer. Because that's what people think in the material world. If you get a lottery, then you say, oh, this is God's grace. But if you lose all your wealth, or family member dies, then you say, oh, this is terrible. But Narada Rishi was happy when his mother died, right? So he took the dead body in the house and put the house on fire, and then he walked away. So he was thinking this is grace. So that is a different type of grace. So therefore she is also now realizing that the real grace is not getting money. Otherwise she didn't get anything that day. So how is that grace? We consider grace if we get a big donation. Some rich person comes, gives you a big donation, you say, oh, this is Krishna's mercy. Right? People, sadhus think like that. So he says, no, that is not true. Maivam. Me yadi me Vishnur na pritas tada mand bhagyaha vashya klesha nirhed hetvo nasyu. Yena nirvedena anubandham grihadikam nirhitya paritich. He says that if Vishnu was not pleased with me, then this suffering would not cause me dispassion. If suffering comes to us, instead of becoming dispassionate, we become more alert how to solve this problem, and we become more entrenched in that. But she became completely aloof to it. So he says, this is the grace of Bhagavan. So the meaning is that the grace of Bhagavan is, if your attachment to material things becomes slackened, or it is completely cut asunder, that is grace. But if your attachment is increasing, whether you are materially wealthy or materially poor, that is not grace. But whether you are materially wealthy or materially pauper, if you are becoming materially detached, that is grace. That is the significance, that's what she is trying to say. So otherwise he says that it is not possible that they can be the cause. And then there is no question of giving up. So when person becomes dispassionate like that, then he gives up all these anubandhas, all these attachments, and becomes situated in peace. Samam richati, attains shama. So shama means peace, and Krishna will speak later on. He gives another definition of shama. Says shama mannishtha. Sama means when your mind is fixed on Krishna. That is the real peace. Otherwise, mind is running here and there. So she will still speak few more verses if there is any question. Bhushan.
Babaji pranams. My question is like this Vairagya where you find the body is made of flesh and bones. My question is that isn't like normal the world also, even if the body is ugly, made of flesh and disposable, as long as the body praises you, gives you money, or supports you in some way, that body becomes very dear. And even if the most beautiful body, even the kind of devata, if they curse you, if they are criticizing you, and if they are criticizing me, or if they are kind of harming me, that body becomes a source of suffering, no matter how beautifully it is constructed. So isn't the detachment lies with how the body behaves rather than the construction of the body?
Yeah, but you don't think like that. You will always have some body with whom you are attached. And there may be somebody whom you don't like, but you are not thinking that I don't like this person because of this or because of that. But he's saying that whether that person praises you or criticizes you, in both cases you have to become detached. Otherwise you are attached to one who is looking beautiful to you because that person is praising you, and you are also attached to the other person who is criticizing. It's just a negative attachment. So you have to go beyond that. Okay. Sandeep.
So my question is this Pinglan Bhav, can it be said same like Kubja?
Why? What is the similarity?
She is saying that the Lord, I'll enjoy with the Lord, with my body, etc., whatever. But at one stage, she is also saying that this body is a source of misery. So it's little.
But Kubja did not say that. Kubja did not say anything like that.
Kubja did not say, but her ultimately bhav was to offer her body to Krishna.
Yeah, that is there, but that was not out of dispassion. Here the thing is that she became dispassionate. Kubja became more beautiful than before. That was Sringar Ras.
So here it will be Shampras.
Here the Vairagya is coming. Vairagya is the basis for Shantras. Puja.
Guruji, so my question is, when Dwapar Yuga ended and Kali Yuga started, and Parikshit ji actually gave Kali Yuga 5 places to stay, right? So, why is that when we, Bhakta or Vaishnavas, even if we do not perform, so there are 5 sins basically, when Parikshit ji said that, okay, you stay in these 5 places, if anybody performs this, you stay there. But as a bhakt, if we are not performing that, why is that it, I would say, brushed us, or try to take away our bhakti or try to deviate us from Krishna? because every yoga and everything and everyone is serving eventually him, right? And he is also in a way serving Krishna only, because even Kali Yuga knows that after he goes, even the Satyuga will start. So why can't he leave the bhaktas alone and just haunts the other people?
So how is he troubling bhaktas?
Yeah, it does, because I have seen so many times, like if we are going to do darshan in Bihariji or anywhere, even people, devotees coming, they will just abuse, even hit each other, and
But that
people
is,
doing japa.
but is that Kali Yuga telling them to do it?
But Kalyuga is one of places is this hinsa, right? Like hinsa, growth, and everything.
No,
As
no,
a
no.
bhakta, it shouldn't come to us.
No, but he is not talking about that kind of himsa. The himsa there is when you're killing animals, eating meat, that's what he's saying. Suna. The word used is suna. Suna.
Okay.
Suna means place where animals are slaughtered out. Suna means slaughterhouse.
So does that mean that Kalyuga doesn't harm, not harm, basically try to deviate us from his bhakti or anything? Because we have seen, and I personally have noticed, the more closer you try to go towards Krishna, the more these Kalyuga things try to, impact on you or try to just deviate you from that path.
These are all coming from your own mind.
Okay.
There's nobody trying to deviate you. This is what I've been telling, that our nature is to put the blame on somebody else. Your neighbor, your boss, your parents, your partner, friends, somebody, another devotee. But the real trouble is your own mind. Nayam jano me sukh dukkha hetu devam bhagyam griha karma kala manah param karanam amananti. So the real cause is manas, your own mind. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Atmaivi Atmano Bandhu, Atmaiv Ripur Atmana. Our Bandhu is also our manas, our enemy is also our manas. So also another place says, Kama esha krodha esha rajogun samudbhava mahasano mahapapma vidhi enam iha vairinam. Says this is your very, this is your enemy. And where is Kama? Indriyani manobuddhirasya adhishtanam ichyate. Krishna has made it very clear that sitting in your senses, in your manas, in your buddhi. So he's not sitting outside, Bihariji. Sitting inside you. So we have, if your mind is under your control, then who can trouble you? What Kali Yuga can do? Parikshit Maharaj, Kali Yuga saw him personified. Did he trouble him? No. He was scared of him because Parikshit is Jitendriya.
But Guruji, even Parikshit ji's mind also got Brahman, right? When he gave Shrap, and that's why that Rishi ji's putra gave him the Shrap that okay, Takshak Sat will.
So that was
That also.
Kali Yuga, or was his own,
That was,
or his
I
mind?
don't know.
He got angry, right?
Yeah.
So what is Kali Yuga to do with that? His anger. If he does not get angry, what Kali Yuga will do?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It is his mind. So Kali Yuga is told you to understand things more in a gross manner. But then when you analyze things, which is being done here, if your mind is peaceful, where is Kali Yuga? The Bhāgavatam will also say when your mind is situated in Sattva, that is Satyuga. When your mind is situated in Rajas, that is Kali Yuga. Tamas, that is Kali Yuga. And when it is mixture, then it is Dwapar and Treta. Krishna will speak that later on. No, not in this. It comes in 12th canto. Sut Goswami speaks.
Question from Nityananda Das Babaji. Radhesham Babaji Maharaj. Why does Indra and also great learned demons like Hiranyakashipu pray for boons and perform tapasya to extend their life to be mortal in order not to lose their material life, opulence and position, although they know that material life is full of anxiety and brings sufferings one after another?
Well, we are doing the same. This is the human mentality. This is what is called material conditioning. I mean, devotees come to devotional life, they hear Gita, Bhāgavatam, which Indra and Hiranyakashipu never got the opportunity to hear. And these stories are told. They are learning or not learning from their own experience. We are told the stories so that we can learn from their experience. But how many people learn actually? After hearing all these things, we still make the similar mistakes. Otherwise, we will become perfect. So we do the same thing. This is conditioning of the mind. Svatvapi evam na veda kaschit. Krishna says this is the wonder. Ashcharyavad pashyati kaschidainam. Ashcharyavad vatti tathaiva chanya. Ashcharyavachanyam shrunoti. So he says this is the great wonder, that even after hearing, even after knowing, people make the same mistake. So this is because of our own samskaras. This is exactly what I am saying. The problem is with our own mind. So whether it is Hiranyakashipu or it is Indra, they also have their mind. And as I said, that these stories are not to analyze them. This is what we start doing. Instead of analyzing myself, I analyze Indra, I analyze Hiranyakashipu. What do I gain from that? And if you analyze it so that you apply it in yourself. So these stories are described in Shastra only for this purpose, so that we can analyze and apply in ourselves. That when Indra is acting like this means I act like that. When Hiranyakashipu is doing this means I do like that. And from that I learn that I should not do it. That is meaning of hearing Bhāgavatam. So we have to consider it this way. Otherwise we think, oh, Brahma ran after his daughter, what is he? Why do we have to say he is so great, and we say we are coming in his sampradaya? Right? So if we are coming in this sampradaya, what should we do? Act like him. No, the stories are to teach us. They are beyond that. Brahma himself got the boon from Bhagavan that my Maya will not touch you. He asked for it. He is a great devotee. He prayed that when I engage in this act of creation, I should not become influenced by your Maya. So he cannot be influenced. Then why is this story? It's to teach us that we should not think that we are so great. So we have to be alert, conscious, aware. As soon as we lose our alertness, accident. In India, in the highways, many times it is written, Savdhani hati, Durghatna ghati. It's a very nice statement. It says that you are not attentive, accident will happen. So we are on the highway. Life is a yatra. Our life is a journey. So accident happen if you are not alert. So keep alertness, then you can move.